Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Birmingham, which includes our congregation here in Birmingham, our folks in Tuscaloosa, and all of our folks online. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are today, and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. To all who are here this morning, welcome home.
We appreciate your attention to this morning's announcements. You'll find announcements in our order of service or on the slides for those of you at home. If you require accommodations during our service this morning, our ushers are available to assist. Please fill out your connection card and notice all of the opportunities at the bottom. Folks online, your connection card is in the link, in the description, or in the chat. We appreciate everyone filling out the connection card. They are dated. We cannot reuse them. Please fill it out every week. Today after church, we are having a reception for Ginger Campbell in the narthex, Mike's program on the classical arts in the Volker room, town hall sponsored by the Reproductive Justice Committee in the library downstairs, and our regular parents group meeting in the middle classroom. If you forget where your meeting is, check the bulletin board outside the sanctuary. This Thursday, our LGBTQ folks are hosting a drag show to raise money for Pride events. Tickets are $20 for adults, and we encourage you to bring cash to tip the entertainers. Bring a friend. I believe Grant is going to come up and say a couple words about that for us.
Good morning, everybody. Xander's not here today, but I just wanted to say a few words. So, for anybody who's not aware, drag is celebration, drag is performance, drag is theater, drag is art, drag is protest. And in many states around us, drag is being outlawed and banned. So please come out and support a church like this that supports drag like that. Thursday night. Thanks.
Next week will be our partnership lunch in Tuscaloosa, and if you would like to see Reverend Julie preach in Tuscaloosa and get to know our sister congregation, please sign up to attend on your connection card. Tuscaloosa will be here for a potluck on May 7th, and they will celebrate May Day with us. Yes, very much yay. May Day is wonderful. It is so much fun. And I know we could definitely use some volunteers to help out with that. We have currently 100 pledges in for the upcoming year and have more ground to cover with our stewardship drive. If you haven't filled out your pledge form, please do so now so the board can plan for next year. We have many other upcoming events, so please read your order of service, your all-church email, the bulletins which are available out in the narthex, or ask around. Wherever you get your church news from, there's something different literally every week, so try our best to stay on top of things. The prelude prepares us for worship. Please rise in body or spirit for the lighting of the chalice. Our chalice lighting was written by a Unitarian Universalist in Germany as part of the International Council of Unitarian Universalists. From the bottom of my very existence, I am pervaded with light energy, shining colors to my eye, warmth to my skin, inspiration to my soul. In this unity of creative sparks and sparkling creation, life unfolds. Let us open our senses to the light within and around us and send it out with shining examples into the world. In the spirit of inclusivity and welcome, please take the next few moments to greet those around you, especially those you may not recognize. We also ask that if you have not brought up your flowers, to do so during this greeting time. Thank you. be loud enough. Good talk. Please be seated for the opening words. Sorry to break up the fun. We come in a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes. Some of us grow in bunches, some of us grow alone. Some of us are cupped inward, and some of us spread ourselves out wide. Some of us are old and dried and tougher than we appear. Some of us are still in bud. Some of us grow low to the ground, and some of us stretch towards the sun. Some of us feel like weeds sometimes. Some of us carry seeds sometimes. Some of us are prickly sometimes. Some of us smell. And all of us are beautiful. What a bouquet of people we are. Please rise in body or spirit and join together in singing hymn number 21 in the hardcover hymnal.
Ginger, will you please come up here with me? Can we get them? Is the microphone? Yeah. For those of you who don't know, this is Ginger Campbell, our current board president, and this is our last Sunday with Ginger because she is going off on an adventure. Would you like to tell them about your adventure?
I'm going to practice palliative medicine in New Zealand.
Ginger has been a mainstay at our church since she joined here years ago. She has served in a lot of ways, but I think some of the most significant being that she started our humanist group, and so she will leave a void there. And she's also served on the board this last couple of times and has done a swath of other things that are unmentionable. But I think, well, maybe that's the wrong word. Missing my brain this morning. How about that? Ginger is always above board. I'm trying not to cry, people. Saying goodbye is a really hard part in our community, especially since we know Ginger's going to be across a really big pond, and we are going to miss her terribly. And the other part about this morning is we were hoping to do the official board handover to our now up-and-coming board president, Kate Stobe, and Kate is unfortunately homesick with COVID, and so we are lifting her up and hoping that she is recovering soon. So our community is made so much more whole by each of us being here. And so when there is an empty space, like Ginger is going to leave, we know that that is a void we will not fill with other people. And yet we still need the mantle to be taken up by other folks. We need folks to lead our humanist group and to step up for board leadership and things like that. We will not be the same without Ginger, but our love for her does not disappear. There is always going to be an invisible thread, like a fishing line, connecting us to Ginger in New Zealand. So in order to send her off properly, we're going to do our sending off ritual. So I would ask that those who are closest to Ginger would come forward and lay hands on her, and all of the rest of you would lay hands on the person in front of you. So if folks who are close to Ginger would like to come forward and help me with this, we're going to follow that ancient tradition of commingling our energy and our heartbeats. I am going to make y'all cry. That's my job. Get it all out. Have feelings. It's good. Ginger, we are going to bless you with the sacred water of our community. This water comes from our water communion in the fall. And we want you to have our best wishes. So I'm going to give you a little bit in your hand. You may put that on your hands or your face or wherever you would like it. Know that we bless your soul. We bless the life ahead of you. We wish you the best on your journey. Our faith tradition is filled with many symbols, and so in that case, we are also going to give Ginger our little vial of water communion water, labeled specifically for her to take on her journey. I wanted to get a lot of other symbols as well, but I was also mindful of the fact that Ginger is moving to New Zealand, and so I'm trying to not give her more to pack, but I also couldn't let her leave empty-handed. So the other piece that we will be giving Ginger today is this work of art that has not only our humanist symbol at the top, but a reminder of our first UU principle. And so I would ask each of you after the ceremony today, after the service, to sign either the mat around it or the back of the frame so Ginger can take all of your love with her, okay? So, if you'll put hands on those in front of you as we reach out, if you are in the front row. And join me in the blessing found in your order of service. And y'all can look right here, because it's right here. Ready? This day we send you forth, but we will not forget you. This day we release you into the universe's keeping, even as we hold you in gladness and in love. We will always joyfully welcome you back to this home of your soul. Amen. Let us give our love and appreciation for Ginger, and we will celebrate her more after the service. We love you and we'll miss you.
Good morning. Yes, indeed, good morning. Good morning. I'm John Loren, a member of the board. Our church is supported by those who call our church home and by those who support the efforts of our church to change our world for the better. If this is your first time with us, please pass the plate. We are just glad you're here. If you wish to join our church this morning, please come up during the offertory to sign the membership book. We share our cash plate every Sunday with organizations whose work reflects UU values to care for marginalized persons, advocate for real and systemic change, defend our environment, and promote justice and equity for all. Today's Share the Plate will be for GASP. That's the Greater Birmingham Alliance to Stop Pollution. Their mission is to advance healthy air and environmental justice in the greater Birmingham area through education, advocacy, and collaboration. We appreciate your donations either by placing them in the plate, by mailing your donation to the church, or by using PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. Our Venmo account is at UUCBHAM. Our Zelle account is office@uucbham.org. Please designate whether your offering is for UUCBHAM or GASP. Thank you for your generous support of our church and our Share the Plate recipient. May we give in love and in hope.
Now is that time in our community when we share what is on our hearts, whether joy or sorrow. We invite all of our online friends to share yours in the chat. And for those of you here in person, I invite you to come forward and drop a stone in honor or in memory of what is on your heart today. Please come forward. On this day, it's incredible how the universe brings all of these things together. But today, as part of Flower Communion, we are celebrating that there are Unitarian Universalists across the world. And we are remembering all of our siblings and kindred, and we'll do so in a moment in the meditation. But we are also sending, our beloved Ginger all the way to New Zealand, so we're going to claim New Zealand now too. But we also have a very special guest with us, Lucy Mercuria, who is from Kenya. She is the American Psychological Association's International Humanitarian of the Year. I hope I got all that correct. But Lucy, would you give us a wave so everyone knows who you are? We bless you with all of the work that you do and are so honored, like I said, that the universe sent you here on this day when we celebrate our connections worldwide. We lift up, as I mentioned, Kate Stobe, who is very ill this morning. Kate, we're thinking of you and hope you are getting some good help. We continue to lift up Kathy Taylor's daughter, Jennifer, who is in rehab. And we also lift up Addie Ford on the loss of her father this week. So we're thinking of you and we love you. Please join me in this spirit of meditation, followed by a moment of silence. Today's meditation was written by the Reverend William Sinkford, the former president of the UUA. And when I ask, I'm going to ask for a congregational response that is, we send our love, okay? So be ready for that in a moment. In the presence of these flowers, these representatives of creation's profound beauty, diverse and unique, but related and interdependent, these flowers which come to us as gifts from we know not where, and which we in turn choose to bring to our shared and common altar as gifts to one another. In their presence, we turn our thoughts to the mystery beyond mysteries, to the most sacred, which we will never understand fully, but which we are granted revelatory glimpses of in each of these flowers, in each of your faces, and through relationships with neighbors near and far. May they remind us of grace we have known in days past, forgiveness we have been granted and provided, love unearned and shared, recovery begun and established, generosity unforeseen and most sacred. And may they inspire us now and in the days to come to seek, to notice, to embrace, and to recreate beauty, to give unto the world as exuberantly as these flowers. Our spiritual support this morning turns especially to our siblings and kindred around the world who share our faith. After each line, please respond with, "We send our love." For the Unitarian Universalists of Pakistan, who are seeking to comfort the victims of more terrorist attacks, we send our love. For the Ugandan Unitarian Universalists who have created a school for hundreds of children of parents who have died of HIV and AIDS and who continue the fight for LGBTQ rights in their country, we send our love. For the Kenyan Unitarian Universalists who inspire us through the service they provide to those who suffer in their communities, we send our love. For the Indonesian Unitarian Universalists who dream of a day when religious freedom and tolerance are common, we send our love. For the Unitarians of India who are watching threats to its democracy but who remain inspired, we send our love. For the British Unitarians who are embarking upon exciting paths toward justice and growth, we send our love. for the Transylvania and Hungarian Unitarians who have borne witness to our faith for so many centuries, and with whom we discover so much about ourselves. We send our love. For the UUs of the Philippines who testify to the practical healing power of our faith, we send our love. For the Unitarians of Prague and the Czech Republic who maintain the vision of Norbert Chopik, the vision which calls us to the flower communion today, we send our love. For all Unitarian Universalists around the world, in congregations large and small, as much as for those who are content to be Unitarians by themselves, for all who embrace freedom, reason, and tolerance as hallmarks of faith and proclaim a vision of peace and justice, we reach out with love and care and gratitude. We send our love. May the meaning and the message of Flower Communion be alive in our hearts, inviting us to be faithful partners in the creation of beloved community and guiding us toward right relationship with all our neighbors, near and far. We send our love. Let us take a moment of silence together. Amen, and blessed be.
Good morning, everyone. Reverend Julie, I think I found some things that belong to you. Well, I mean, I need your help with them for sure.
So, really?
Really.
Are we going to have a staff meeting in
We're
the
going to
middle
have
of
a
morning
staff
worship?
meeting right here. Y'all get to witness this. It's super exciting.
Courtney has things for me to do.
I have things for you to, yeah, I found these
Okay.
around the church, but,
Okay.
Okay, so like this one right here, oh, you might not be, this one's choir. Can you hold that one for me?
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
okay.
here's-
Love or choir.
Yeah, choir. Worship, that's definitely something we have going
Okay.
on. Justice Committee work.
Oh, gosh.
That's really good. Yeah, hold on.
That's really important.
Oh, coffee.
Oh, my gosh.
Who
There'd be a
likes the
riot
coffee?
without the coffee.
Oh, stewardship. Very
Oh, my
important. Pastoral care.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Wait, hold on. Worship planning.
Oh, okay.
Hey, come on, you gotta hold on to these.
I'm trying.
Reproductive justice work.
Oh, very
our whole
important.
lives.
Oh, my gosh. I got to teach sex ed, too?
greeters.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. Parents group. Yeah, I gotta talk to the parents.
Yep.
Oh, hey, look, a staff meeting.
Oh, yes. I definitely got to do that.
Yeah. What are you doing, Ben? You found some. Are there
can't hold them all.
Are there more around the sanctuary? Can you guys bring those up here? Because Reverend Julie needs all these. Because, hold on, here's some more. Come on. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait.
Oh,
there's.
Music. Oh, you
Look.
found one. Put it up here.
All right. Yeah.
I'll try to hold it all.
Oh, wait. Oh, come on. This is a lot. But this is all things.
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
like-
my goodness.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. I mean, this is a lot, you guys. I don't know if Reverend Julie can do this all by herself. Hold on. I have an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea.
Important too. They're all so
I
important.
have this big basket that we could put them in with, oh wait, it says members and friends. Wait, so maybe if we all work together, let's see if they'll fit in this basket too. Okay, all right, keep putting them in here. Fill them
I'll
up, you
still take
guys.
these three.
Those three. You got.
This is
Oh
a
my
reasonable manage.
That is, yeah, put them in there. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of things that happen around here to make things work. Did you know we had all this stuff happening
Oh my
at our
goodness.
church?
So much going on. Here's
But-
cups.
Oh, cups, yeah. What do we
Yeah.
got? Ushers, that's really important. Oh, come on. Oh, we have more. Come on. Let's put them in here. But, kitchen committee.
Kitchen committee. Ooh.
Definitely need that one. Excuse me, Henry. Can I sneak by you? So, there we go. Oh, so many. more. Put them in there. Okay. Whew, that is so much easier to do if we all work together. Like if we all like share the work.
Well, maybe not.
Right? Do you feel? What do you
can
think?
hold that one. You can do stewardship this
I
next
mean,
year.
you all can keep some of these if you want. Actually, it'd be really great if everybody took one, right?
Yeah.
If everybody took one, so much easier. I feel better about that when we work together. What do you think, Reverend Julie?
I think working together makes it a lot easier. I was definitely not handling it all.
No, cannot juggle all of those balls at once.
Yes.
So, okay, well, now that we're all together, we can work together. There you
Yeah.
go.
I love
That's
it.
all I got for you today.
Okay.
There you go. Thanks,
Awesome.
guys.
I know I don't need to tell you this because you're such great listeners, but we have we have a beautiful anthem for you this morning, and you're always such attentive listeners. But I invite you to listen for the dissonances because it represents the pain that the earth feels, you know, the scorched earth during times of war and all the things that plague our world sometimes. But at the very end, you'll hear the choir sing the word peace 2 times, and it sounds like it just comes out of the air. It's a whole different key. So if you will let that represent the opportunity for peace and the fact that peace can be a reality if we all work for it.
Beautiful job, choir. Beautiful. Now, if you weren't here last week, I really encourage you to watch the service on YouTube, especially the Time for All Ages. It was quite memorable. Do any of our kids remember what you chanted last week? Can you chant it for me now? Ezio? What did we chant last week? Yeah. If you want to understand why they are chanting break the law, you're going to have to go watch it on YouTube. It was a legitimate reason, but it was almost a revolution. And my opening story was inspired by their chant. A couple weeks ago, we were planning a trip to Oklahoma so I could host my sister's baby shower. And in preparation for the long drive, I wanted to download a new video game to occupy me on the 11-hour slog out there. A colleague had recommended to me this game called Graveyard Keeper. All right? Anyone play Graveyard Keeper? Thanks, Finn. Always dependable. And in this game, your character is transported to this medieval village where you chop wood and you plant crops and you build and you cook, like in so many other video games. If you want me to explain to you why, millennials and younger find this fun, we'll have to do that another day. But this game has a unique extra task. So not only are you responsible for helping to build up this medieval village, but you are also the town's mortician. You are also the town's preacher. So your character has to go around town having quests, fulfilling the quests, gather stories from the townspeople, write them into sermons, and deliver them each Sunday. So when I explained to Josh the premise of this video game, he said, "Oh, so you're just working then." And he's not wrong. This game recreates in many ways what ministry is like. There is so much that goes on to preparing for Sunday morning and behind the scenes that never gets seen. Routine is almost impossible. And projects take longer to accomplish because there are many stakeholders involved. And yet, this work is so rewarding in a way that the game isn't. And also, the game is very relaxing in ways this work sometimes is not. So, this game showcases how working together is always a better idea, right? Today we are honoring the 100th anniversary of Flower Communion. That is incredible. Isn't it wonderful that we're here for this moment? Flower Communion began in 1923, the same year, for some perspective, as the Walt Disney Company. Okay? This is pre-Mickey even. The same year as the Warner Brothers founding. The same year that Mount Etna erupted. The same year that Time magazine was founded. Anyone read Time before? And it was the same year that Hitler led the Nazi Party to a failed coup in Germany, which is relevant later in my sermon. We send all our best wishes to Disney as they continue to fight fascism in Florida, although we also have a long list of things they still need to work on. So don't forget that. So for perspective, Flower Communion is as old as Disney, okay? When Reverend Dr. Norbert Chopek created the flower celebration ritual for his Unitarian congregation in Prague, Czechoslovakia, he did so with the idea that his Protestant, Catholic, and Jewish congregants could all celebrate religious diversity on the same day. Isn't that beautiful? The first Flower Communion was in June, and while Flower Communion was never intended to be celebrated on Easter, Many American congregations have adopted that practice, so they don't have to talk about other things, if you know what I mean. But otherwise, the timing is pretty flexible, in accordance with the local blooming patterns. In Czech, Dr. Čapek's service is better translated as a flower celebration, because he would not have wanted that word communion in there, because that would have excluded his Jewish congregants. The flower celebration is the idea that the beauty and diversity of flowers is symbolic of the beauty and diversity of life, and how each individual is unique unto themselves. But most importantly, Dr. Čapek wanted the flower celebration to focus on something much deeper within our communities. He wrote this. He said, "Take good care of the religious work we have begun by persisting in the emphasis on positive attitudes toward life and on the building of strong character which can endure all storms and dangers. Precisely this ability is missing in many people who do not understand religion as something more than pious phrases and prayers." Our faith tradition is and has always been more than just about thoughts and prayers, am I right? It is full of action that creates meaningful change. Dr. Čapek founded the Unitarian Church in Czechoslovakia. He was captured and killed by the Nazis because they found his gospel of the inherent worth and beauty of every human to be, as Nazi court records show, too dangerous for the right for him to be allowed to live. That's how dangerous we are as Unitarian Universalists. We are threats to fascism. Today we participate in this ritual of peace and love, a ritual for all children and adults, which is why our children are still up here with us. We want them to know this service and to have this as part of their memories. It gives concrete expression to the humanity-affirming principles of our beautiful faith. In preparation for today, I've been considering the ways our congregations are like flower gardens. Are you with me? Each of you is like a flower in the garden. We each bring strengths into this community. We each bring a unique perspective. Consider the anatomy of a flower. Kylie, would you mind grabbing me a flower? Maybe that big sunflower there. That'd be good. Each of us in flower form represents, thank you, part of the community. Look at our altar down here. Aren't we as a congregation beautiful? Let's try that again. Aren't we as a congregation beautiful? Yes, okay. So each flower is unique, and yet on its surface we all have the same physical parts, right? Some folks' flowers have really prominent stems, like this beautiful sunflower. They are sturdy, dependable, and can always be counted on to do the tasks that aren't as fun, like cleaning up after a potluck or weeding the garden. Everybody knows who these dependable folks are, right? Other folks' flowers have really prominent anthers, which are really tiny in the sunflower, the bright orange pollen-filled parts that spread love and share the joy of Unitarian Universalism with all they meet. Does everybody know some anthers in the congregation? Yes, lots of them. Thank you. Some folks' flowers have very prominent ovaries, which I think are down low in this one, who care for the new and growing life within the church, like our RE teachers, right? There are all kinds of different parts of these flowers that in each of us is more pronounced than in others. Flowers can also represent the different ways we are vulnerable in our congregations. Some folks come to our community with this sepal still covering, the sepal's this part, for those of you, in flower anatomy, with their sepals still covering up all their petals, right? Because maybe they only bloom at night. Some of us only bloom at night. And some of us are hurt and trying to protect ourselves, right? And so we come into church with our sepals protecting all of ourselves. Some folks are like this sunflower, ready to be open to all the joys and sorrows of being a part of community, sharing their petals and pollen everywhere, accepting that shared space means simultaneously that we are always making room for others, and yet we also deserve to have room to grow. It's a really hard balance that we're always trying to find together. Our visitors and new members are represented by transplanted flowers. Maybe they're just visiting for a season, or maybe they're testing the soil to see if there is in fact room for them here, exploring whether they feel at home in the garden. Without belaboring my analogy too much, I want to point out that the staff in our church is not a flower in the garden. Our staff are essential features, but we are the bees. We help our flowering church members to connect with one another, to encourage flowers to open up a little bit more, and to share their beauty with others. And if there were no flowers, guess what? The bees would have nothing to do. And there would be no garden. Jim can show up here every night if he wants to, but unless other people show up, there is no choir. And we would be missing out. Courtney and the child care staff cannot possibly nurture dozens of young children all by themselves without church members who care about teaching our faith tradition to children. And I cannot run every committee. I cannot visit every person who is lonely, greet every visitor, envision every event. As much as I might like to, and as my husband would tell you, I try to, I cannot do it all. The church staff cannot do our roles best without help from all of you. It is not the bees that make the flower garden, but the flowers itself. Am I right? Each of you is what makes this community beautiful and loving and welcoming, and each of you is needed for our congregations to function well, to thrive, and to create new life in community. After the service, I hope you'll take the opportunity to check out some of the sign-ups in the narthex in Birmingham, or reach out to your leaders in Tuscaloosa. Explore some areas where we could use some extra hands and hearts. As Alice Berry wrote, "Children of the earth and sky, we are nurtured and sustained, given warmth and light from above and below. Supported by the earth's strong, firm crust, we build our homes and till the fields and plant our gardens and orchards. When we turn from self and seek to be aware, we will find holy light in human faces, in blossom, in birdsong, and in sky. Then the earth is truly our home, and we are one with all the church's creatures, parents of earth's children yet to be." In that spirit, let us move forward in our flower communion service. Whenever Dr. Chopik conducted his flower communion in Prague, he would say this proverb as he consecrated the flowers. Please join me in this moment of consecration by putting your hands out toward our altar. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in this world. Amen. It is now time for us to share in our flower communion together. As you each in turn approach the communion table this morning, we ask you to do so quietly and reverently, with a sense of how important it is for each of us to address our world and one another with gentleness, justice, and love. For this centennial flower communion, as you come forward, be mindful of who is around you in line. Today, I'd like you to ask to do something a little bit different in honor of this centennial. I would like you to pick out a flower for the person behind you in line to celebrate their unique gifts and presence in this community. Religious community is not like a store. You don't get to select the ways that you are transformed. You simply are transformed by being a part of a diverse, beloved community, like flowers in the garden, all absorbing the sunshine, water, and nutrients from the soil together. You receive the gifts people bring each day, and you bring gifts that will be offered to others. Let us share quietly in this Unitarian Universalist ritual of oneness and love. Please come up through the center aisle and leave through the side aisles. Please come forward. If you need a flower brought to you, please raise your hand and we will bring one to you. Anyone still missing one? Needing one? Kylie will bring them your way. Let us do our flower ceremony, holding our flower with our meditation. As you hold your flower, I want you to gaze into it. Allow its beauty to fill the interior of your mind. Take it in all its perfection in form. Absorb each wondrous petal. Consider how your life parallels this wonder of nature. Explore each line, the variations in color, the way the petals fold in or open up to each other. Let your eyes wander down to the stem, noting the leaves or thorns and the sepal. The fragile beauty of this flower is unique. No other flower looks exactly like this one. We too are like these flowers, fragile and yet resolute, turning toward life, shimmering with expectation, exuding our own illumination. Vulnerable, we venture our lives courageously toward a future with hope, with light, at once fragile and rooted, resting in the common good of the world. Let us spend a moment in silence together, holding gratitude for all that is our life. These flowers represent the distinct contributions each of you make in the world, scattering your own seeds, if you will, of love, hope, and justice. The world and our congregation would not be the same without each and every one of you. May you move through this week knowing that you are full of beauty and held in love. Blessed be.
Please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, The Extinguishing of the Chalice, and remain standing through the benediction. Our closing hymn is number 64 in the hardcover hymnal. 1064 in the hardcover hymnal. 1064. The flimsy one.
Far away from the rolling
In appreciation for Mother Earth, who implants the seed of the future of the tree and in the hearts in each of us, the long for people living in love, in whom we move and who makes each of us beautiful and unique. In the name of the sages and great religious leaders who sacrificed their lives to hasten the coming of peace and justice, let us renew our resolution sincerely to be real siblings and cousins, regardless of any kind of difference which estranges us from each other. May we be strengthened, knowing that we are all children of the universe, that the spirit of love unites us, and may we endeavor for a more perfect and joyful life. Amen.
May the words of Dr. Chopik that Kylie just read go with you today and always, remembering that you are one of the beautiful flowers of this congregation. Go in peace.
Have a great week. It'll be over soon.